It's Friday night in Orlando. I'm back at the place that shall not be named. So back at Universal Studios Orlando, Universal Studios Florida, Universal Orlando Resort, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same to me. We were last here 18 days ago. It doesn't feel like 18 days, but it is. And we're here because Mary's getting her hair done, and I'm going to walk around a little bit. From what I can see on Twitter, there's a bunch of Scare Zone goodness that's happening out here for Halloween Horror Nights. We're going to check that out. Through the main entrance and people standing around over here. Not quite sure why. There is no parade anymore. Here's what the ride wait times are looking like right now. 60 minutes to get over to Islands if you're taking Hogwarts. Despicable Me, 70 minutes, ET 35. We do have outdoor rides on delay because it looks like that. The one thing I told myself over and over was bring the umbrella while I was in the car, and then I got sidetracked and I forgot it. And so, yep, it's vampires. Oh, we're out of time. The key word for this zone this year is vampires, so here we go, Nettlewoods Cemetery. Almost looks like they ran out of room for the S. Doesn't really seem to fit in with the other words. So yeah, so they started decorating, and they'll likely keep adding more and more pieces every day, as well as additional lights up above, so they'll be able to test out the lighting on the scenery that they have out here. People sitting on the props back there. Shouldn't be doing that. But here you go, there's more set pieces here, so pop out and scare me. Little boo hole here with a speaker in here already too. You can hear my echo. Oh, look at this. The weathering looks really cool, and by the way, the smell. Oh God, the smell. It's Horror Nights, baby. So there we go. Some hooks up top there as well. It's for transport. Genuinely looks like stone. So mission accomplished. Halloween Horror Nights 2022. This looks like a giant candy cane. There's a little thing here for a latch too, so maybe something will attach to that. So, do not climb. Oh hey, the ice cream place is open, but the pass holder lounge is not. Also, since the last time we were here, the prop shop has closed down. This building will be repurposed, but you can't see what's behind there. You gotta leave it to your imagination. More set pieces across the street. Pardon our dust and our speakers. Let's see what's in this store. Any more Halloween Horror Nights merchandise? And there is not at the front, at least. Nothing new announced since the last time we were here. These guys are set up a little bit differently here now too, inside here. The remnants of the last house announcement here, the Horrors of Blumhouse. What will get announced next? Some Michael Myers ornaments left for the Halloween house. And there's the Monsters ornaments. Minion sign is gone over here. We're back to Hollywood. Really couldn't miss the photo op that used to be over there where you could take a picture from there and make it look like Hollywood behind me. As we head up past Central Park, you can see more lighting is up here for Halloween Horror Nights. Lots of lights and speakers. Speakers, I think, are normally there for the cinematic spectacular. But the lights are definitely tied into Horror Nights. And these spooky speakers. Spooky speakers and spooky lights. In the back by the kiddie area by DreamWorks Destination. Now they've moved Donkey's meet and greet over here. We're too late for this today, but Donkey moved over here from over by the Monsters Cafe because Monsters Cafe being renovated. So no food stands set up here for Horror Nights yet either. I mean, it is still a distance away, but realistically it's like less than 45 days away. Oh my, the line for The Simpsons is all the way outside. The parks have been hella busy. If you're coming to any of the parks in Orlando, whether it's Universal, Disney, or SeaWorld, and you think, I'm gonna get back out there and do this, everybody has the same idea. Everybody. Nothing happening back here yet, at least visible to the eye. And if you didn't know, the area back here behind Men in Black and the extended queue, it's not being used for a house this year. Last few years there's been a house back there, not this year. I think the original thought was this would be getting demolished and that area would be unsafe for pedestrians. So, you know, Fear Factor closed for good. The other show will be back this year. And you see the lighting up there. Little stand lighting truss here for the signage. London, aka Harry Potter World Part 2. There's nothing happening here for Horror Nights. More lighting trusses. Trusses? Trusses? So the interesting note, these brick walkways, the rumor was that Universal was getting rid of these, replacing with regular streets. You can see straight ahead there's a lot of set enhancement in progress. So I don't know what this is exactly. I'm just assuming it has to do with the street. But more lights. And more lights. In the New York area, and the other street in New York, all blocked off where the Blues Brothers perform. My theater, the Palace Theater. And so considering this street is blocked off and the other street is still blocked off, kind of assuming that this is because they're removing the bricks. So as far as the walls, they go to the exit of Finn's. Now I know they've moved around some of the Monsters stuff. They had the little Monsters tribute going on in the Sahara Traders. While the Mummy ride is not open yet, we'll go check out what is changed in this store. Oh, back to Mummy stuff. Oh, it's the actual Mummy. All of the other Universal Monster stuff gone. Just got these kick-ass shirts here. And more Universal Monsters stuff up against the wall. Let's see the other goodies though. We have another little plastic mold here, $8 now. Frankenstein, but $8. Oh, I dig this a lot. And that is so cool. Oh, and I love these. Look at this. Totally love that. And this is cool too. So soft. We've got some new stuff over here. Easter eggs to look through. Carl Denham. More letters.
They called mad is turned
all kinds of goodies.
terror into the hearts of men. Syria. Talked about.
Some items that are a little bit more difficult to get to.
Plunge your emotions. Frankenstein.
And some more goodies. Oh God, it's the edge. Oh, check out his beard. Oh my. Revenge of the Mummy, the ride. And as for the ride, it's still not open. They're saying late summer. The fact that they have folks standing out here at this point kind of makes me think probably soon, maybe next week. I will take a trip through the tribute store really quickly. Try not to spend any money. Such an awesome job. We know you won't be here much longer. Halloween Horror Nights tribute store coming up. How hilarious is it that that box is Doc Box? Doc Box in Doc's place. This room was so well done. Love it. Making me feel like going home and watching Back to the Future tonight. Who are you gonna call? Back to the Future jumping over Jaws. Literally jumping the shark. What does it mean? Tribute theater canceled. More prop stuff. And more newspaper articles. Oh, it's gonna reopen. Dracula. Spinning Monsters still spinning. The rest of Monsters Cafe not looking so good. R.I.P. Monsters Cafe, soon to be Minions Cafe. Next to Monsters Cafe is formerly Shrek. Also soon to be a Minions attraction. My God, that's where Shrek was meeting and Donkey, so you can see why they moved. Soon to be Mel's Die-In. Save the chef. All right, heading back to the car, short trip. It was a very packed park, and it is extremely hot out. It's good to see some construction happening at this point. Not a lot of construction happening at this point, but this is that time of year where we could be here today and see the stuff that we saw in the Hollywood Scare Zone, and then all of a sudden tomorrow morning you wake up and there's stuff all over the place. In the grand scheme of things, it's not that much longer now. Of note, everyone online panicking about house announcements and ticket announcements and multi-night stuff. Be patient, that stuff will happen. Multi-night tickets will happen. Don't listen to the people on Facebook that are like my cousin Joe's brother's friend at work drives a bus and he talked to this guy. It's gonna happen. What isn't going to happen is Stranger Things. I see in these Facebook groups and online, everybody chattering how much they want Stranger Things, and the world can want Stranger Things, but it's not going to happen this year. We talk about this stuff every year when it comes to IP licenses, when everyone's like, they should do a Scream House, and they should do this, and they should do that. IP licensing is a little more complicated than just, I want to do this, and I'm going to do this, and they're allowed to do it. You need to license, pay for the IP that you're using. The IP holder needs to agree to what you want to do, and then they have final say over what the concepts would be for the house. If you remember a few years ago when we had a very late-breaking Purge house, it was also because there was supposed to be a Scream house at that time, but the Scream IP holder wanted to do new Scream instead of the classic movie Scream, and as a result, everything got scrapped and it just got spray painted over, and we got the Purge. Just like this year, it's rumored that one of the IPs that they were working on, it might be Ash vs. Evil Dead, that got punted also because the release date was moved out, so as a result, they're doing a replacement house for that. What people keep complaining about is this house for The Weeknd hip-hop artist. A lot of his stuff is really kind of nightmarishly written. A lot of dark imagery and horror-related stuff. I can't imagine a better musical partner to have at this point. At least on the popular scale. A couple years ago, they wanted to do Billie Eilish, and that got scrapped because of COVID. But The Weeknd is a phenomenal choice. And I'm not saying that in a sarcastic way, and it's a very divisive topic online. I would love for them to do like a music house every year. A few years back, for those probably beyond the time that a lot of people were coming to the event, they did an Alice Cooper house here, and I loved that Alice Cooper house. I love Alice Cooper. I loved that house for what it was, and I'm sure I'm going to love the Weeknd house. To me, it's the house I'm looking forward to the most this year. Out in Hollywood for Halloween Horror Nights, they've done plenty of music houses before, and I would love to see a house, based off of Black Sabbath. Or maybe we can bring an Iron Maiden house here, or Avenged Sevenfold, or Slipknot, or something like that. Those would be amazing choices. So please, I hope the Weeknd house is a success so it brings more music into the event every year. It would be great to be able to at least have one house out of 10% of the houses representing some type of musical thing. I expect at least the majority of the rest of the houses and the ticketing stuff to be announced over the course of the next week or so, to give it like a month or so for people to buy things. Hotels are filling up, so if you're looking to come to Horror Nights like we normally do opening weekend, and it's normally a party whether the Horror Nights is great or Horror Nights is not so great. We come here and it's a reunion. It's friends, it's family, it's everybody hanging out, it's beverages, it's food, and the horror is one component of it. And a lot of the component is being able to stay on site and do these things. So if you're looking to do that, better get in quick, because hotels being snapped up, there is such a pent-up demand for people to visit the theme parks in Central Florida. And finally, I don't think that I'll be back here. I say this every year though, to continually do these scare zone updates and, ooh, look, there's this entranceway here, or this pod, or this boo hole and stuff. It is far too hot and far too crowded for me to enjoy myself walking around. So this year, hopefully I'll be able to be a little bit more surprised on opening day. But for those that are doing continual coverage of Horror Nights, I mean, I would recommend checking out Zombie Chris's channel. He's way deep into the Horror Night stuff. For haunts all around, local haunts, haunts across the country, etc., check out Haunt Scene. Give those guys a view. Watch their podcast, their weekly show. Production value is off the charts. And those guys go everywhere and do everything haunt related. And just overall theme park stuff, like if you're looking for daily updates on the park, or you're looking for Horror Nights construction updates, or rumors, or facts, and things like that, check out Inside Universal. Inside Universal is the source for anything Universal Studios related, both in Orlando and in California. But that's going to do it for me for now, so thanks a lot for coming along. Thank you very much for all of your likes, comments, and subscriptions. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Stay cool out there. See you guys. Subscribe to the cheap seats, or he's going to kill me.